Hey everyone, Josh here. Thanks for joining me in game one of my Freedom. This is the exact same tank as the Super Pershing. That's a T26E4, but it has some fancy paint on it, and there was a little spin of the paint. It's got some nice American flags, some other flashy things. Really cool. One-off tank. Cool eagle on the side, both sides there. Stripes, stars, you name it. Anything that symbolizes the American flag and whatnot, there it is for you. Look there at the gun and whatnot. It's the same gun. It's a 90 mil gun. It's got really, I wouldn't say poor penetration for the standard ammo, but the premium ammo has really good pen. It's an APCR with about 259 pen on it, 240 damage. That's really good for a tier 8 premium tank. Really good for any tier 8 tank, to be honest with you. Going at about 7.3 rounds a minute ish there. You know, you got the rammer and vents on there, so you'll, brothers in arms, you'll jack that up about 20%. On top of that, and if you're really aggressive, fire the cola on there and enjoy. There's a good look at her right there. Wow. It is a good looking tank. The flag effect, it looks like the flag's draped across the back of the tank. It's pretty cool. I'm not even American and I like the paint on this tank, and being a collector I had to have it. They came on sale June 30th, 2016 I believe, yeah. And you know, just for the bundle, I like the Liberté, I like the FCM. I figured, hey, why not? So here we are, we got mines, top tier, really good setup for me, and nobody's following me up here, so what's the decision? Well, if I go up there by myself, I'm going to get arty concentrated, and I'm going to get flanked, and I'm going to get worked right over. So quick thinking here, or no thinking, depending on how you look at it. I suck in and I go for arty cover behind this little rock right here, this outcropping, and hope that they don't push that one line really hard. And I mean, if they do, I go up the 4 line. If the 4 line gets pushed, I can push up that water. So this isn't... It looks like a really precarious spot, but it's really not that bad. Seeing as how I have a lot of snipers behind me and people flanking the, I don't know, the checkered lines for some reason. But yeah, anyway. Good gun depression on this tank. It seems like when I first got the original Super Pershing, it seemed like the armor on it was really, really good. I bought it because I had a hard time penning this tank. It was ridiculous. You had to sit and aim and aim. He ended up hitting you. He'd pen you every time, depending, you know, what matter what tank I seemed to be in, and it gave me a really hard time. The Super Pershing and spaced armor, so high explosives don't really do anything to the front of you. It seemed like they had nerfed the tank, though, whether they announced it or not. Everyone has suspicions about the Super Pershing and secret nerfs and whatnot. That every update they nerf it and all that joking stuff. I know they did give it a speed buff, and it wasn't like a top speed buff per se. It was a speed while you were going down a hill. So, not that handy. Wow, I don't know how that shot didn't pen, but... I mean, it's a really heavy tank. It's like a Pershing with a bunch of armor welded on the front of it. And a smaller engine, I believe. This one's got 500 horsepower. The Pershing, I'm sure someone would love to correct me on that, because that's what people like to do. Ooh, nice shot. And it's always fun when a tank that's hard to play like this tank comes out. And... a lot of people get it because there's a ton of people playing the tank poorly. I'm not judging anyone in this video. They all did a fairly okay job from what I can remember. I mean, it only was a couple hours ago, but still. Can't remember every detail of the match. You want to play this tank with a slight angle on the front of your tank, but not enough that you give up your sides because you have quite poor side armor compared to that front armor. But you add some angle to that front and not much can pen you. There's a machine gun port and then those hydraulics on top. Those hydraulics are to raise and lower the turret, I believe. A wise man once told me that, so... This tank in high def looks so cool, man. Like, the 3488, that Liberté isn't quite as cool looking. Maybe it's in there. Like I said, the AMX Chaffee, I really like the look of the AMX Chaffee. But those custom paint job tanks, I believe there's only the 3 of them. Yeah, really cool. Maybe they should do a Canadian tank guy. Yeah, it shakes your hand and serves you maple syrup instead of shooting a gun. Or says, hey, we can't afford that, let's not have a fight. Let's just be friends and have everyone come and live with us. Sorry. That's my attempt at humor. Sorry if you didn't find it humorous, and if you did, hey man, let's be friends. So my team did a good job here. They pushed down that one line. They did quite well. At least for me, they did quite well for now, and then they get their butts kicked in a minute here, but these tanks up here don't want to peek because they think I've got some camping badasses back here, but really my team is just YOLOing and dying and not penning and all sorts of stuff. I'm having a really, like, that guy's got onto me with that hatch shot or the hydraulic shot. Can't really push up. I can't really fall back. I'm gonna what I thought was a great spot at the start, and it was a pretty good spot to be in at the start. But the problem is there's no fallback option, and which is basically a lot of the great tankers I see will go to a place that's a good spot on the map. They always have a place to fall back. That's your problem with this Freedom or a Super Pershing. There's no falling back, right? Not much you can do once you're in your line and your spot, just because of how slow the vehicle moves. Unless you've crushed everything in front of you, you're really tied into where you're going on the map. There's not much flexibility here, especially on a map like this where it's kind of swampy. There's a lot of ground resistance. Heavier tank, less power on the engine, more ground resistance. Takes more engine power to get you moving. Like your acceleration really gets affected by that and whatnot. So my hands are tied here. I've been bouncing a lot here. I've been getting lots of pens. Problem is I'm in a horrible spot, right? Like there's tanks coming up behind me now. I already know that. I'm just trying to get the damage in while I can. It was pretty obvious a while ago that this would be a loss. Probably shot at the wrong tank there. Oh, I did get the pen. Nice. Yeah, these guys are circling in behind me. I got that T-34 up there. I'm not too impressed with. Shot that. Just a half second later, I would have seen his outline and I would have got him. This is the end of me. Ooh, right through the front of him. I switched to the premium just to kind of guarantee that extra little bit of damage. First game, I gotta look good, right? If you look good, you might have to put on a new face, dog. That one really hurt right there, that bounce. And then I'm getting, you know, the whole frickin' stripper at a Duke frat house treatment. Oh! That was bad. I'm sorry. I don't know anyone who went to Duke, and I don't care because I think that's hilarious. So there you have it, the Freedom. It's a really good tank. I enjoy it a lot. I have got lots of games in my Super Pershing. It's paid for many of my tanks. You may find yourself shooting a lot of premium out of it. You see I have a lot loaded on there. My thought is it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, especially in a tank like this. I mean, I have a lot of tanks where I won't do that, but I've never been close to running out of ammo in this tank, so it's one of those things where, hey, I'll put 40,000 extra in silver into some more ammo, and I'll have plenty if I, you know, fail platoons one time or come across some E75 that doesn't know where to shoot me, or I don't know. I'm trying to justify my premium loadout to you, but I don't really care what you think. I'm just saying, if you're going to get this tank, do the same thing, load up some premium. There's the damage there, guys. Yeah, great tank. Hope you get one. I enjoy it. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys out on the battlefield.